This is an exciting match for sure. We've got two very high-powered runners here. They come into this tournament seeded 7th for Noman and 9 for Huiwengege. And I was just checking out their PBs on Speedrun.com, and they are within 13 seconds of each other. Noman has a 25:45, and Huiwengege has a 25:58. Both those are amiibo times. So two very high-powered runners, and it'll be really cool to see them duke it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Little reminder about the structure of this tournament. This is the 4th round. Ever since the 3rd round, we've been doing best of 3s. So, first runner here to win 2 races will go on to losers bracket round 5. This is a double elimination tournament. So both of our runners lost Noman just in the previous round and Huiwengege slightly earlier. And but because they each only have 1 loss, they're still in the tournament and have a chance to make it to the finals. Alrighty, and it looks like it looks like we just started the countdown, and we're ready to go.
Yep.
Get our classic start to the run, which is, both our runners get to watch this nice cutscene. Little note about that: for the races, we start the timer on new game because that's just easier. But for our leaderboard timings, we actually start the timer at the end of the cutscene when you first gain control of Link. And that's because there is a little bit of variability in how long this cutscene will take. And in particular, it's possible to preload it by watching the cutscene and then going back to the main menu and watching it a second time to speed things up. And we decided just to not make that necessary for the leaderboard, that we don't start timing until you've gained control of Link.
And on top of that, if the race is really close, we are able to retime it just to confirm who won.
That's true. I believe those... I don't know if we do a retime, whether we do it from new game or from gaining control of Link. But yeah, one of the new rules that we hashed out this year for the tournament is that if the race is really close to the point where, it might be within a few seconds, then we will go back and retime to determine who truly was the fastest. Because we don't want things like, difference in who split first, determining an outcome.
Yep. Alright, both runners on SOR clip.
Yep, very first glitch of the run. Use the scope to clip out through a little gap in SOR. Helps us skip a whole bunch of cutscenes at the beginning that you'd otherwise have to watch that are, of course, slow, and also have some other effects like starting the time of day. By not watching the cutscene, we are able to avoid starting the time of day cycle, and the game will be locked at 5:15 a.m. For the whole run, which is very nice because you don't have to deal with any of the night enemies, and you don't have to deal with any rain or other weather. Both runners are opting to pick up some backup peppers. They aren't strictly necessary for the run, but very common thing for the runners to do. Only loses about 3 seconds to pick them up, and they just provide a little bit of extra health should you get like a weird bounce or something, and need just a little bit more health to prevent a death.
Yeah. They're just taking the 3-second time loss earlier in order to hopefully prevent, in worst case scenario, like a 30 to 40-second time loss later on in the run.
Absolutely, yeah. Deaths can easily set you back at least 30 seconds, sometimes more, depending on how close the autosave was to where you are. Huiwen having a little bit of trouble with the pots, but does get his arrows. Does that nice little quick fix there that's oh so important for the next clip. And
Do we know exactly what part of the clip doing the quick fix helps with?
it's that first clip into bombs that is just much more consistent once you've done the quick fix. Both of our runners having a bit of issues getting the step up there. Didn't get exactly the ones they want, but now we're like pretty much synced up.
Yep. And a bit of
Both
trouble
of our
on clips.
Yeah, both of them still struggling with the clip anyways. But
Huiwen does get it first though.
Be curious to see what wind bomber runners opt to do in here. Bombs is of course a very useful rune. That's why we go and get it first. It both gives an item to pick up for BLSS, as well as letting our runners perform wind bombs in all of the shrines if they so choose. There's a couple of different wind bombs that people do inside of Bomb Shrine here, with the sort of most highest risk, highest reward one being called Gamer Wind Bomb, which is done off the peg. Whereas an easier one is Not the Ramp. Huiwen's gonna go for Gamer.
Yep, and Noman's going for normal.
Yep, Noman just goes for the normal clip, lands there, is gonna do it in 2 parts. Huiwen doesn't even clear the first wall, so he's gonna have to completely retry. Yep.
Oh, he might have to eat.
And we see the peppers there coming in handy. Yeah, survives on a quarter heart. But like we said, much, much better than losing a full, 40 plus seconds to a death there.
Yeah, that rolling damage when Link's like on the floor can really get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so higher risk strat there for Huiwen, not paying off. And this is a best of 3, so it'll be interesting to see sort of like as our runners as this progresses, which tricks they decide to keep going for versus deciding that they're gonna just go with the safer strats in future races.
Yeah.
The next sort of big thing that we want to see here is whether our runners are doing amiibo or no amiibo. We won't immediately get the answer here necessarily unless our runners choose to scan amiibo. The earliest point in the run that you can scan amiibos is right after the first shrine, once you've gotten your first rune. And so, because it can scan the amiibos can give some backup food, there is an incentive to do it as early as possible. Although the spot right here outside bombs is also not ideal because of the grass.
That's true.
You see Noman got a little bit of a bad step up there on the BLSS. It bounced him backwards a little bit, which just means that he needs to accelerate in the other direction in order to get where he's going.
Oh, there was the spear.
Very easy to do something like that here.
Right. Clean clip.
But nice, yeah, very clean clip once he got the skew from both runners. Very well done. Huiwen just a tiny bit behind because of that first failed wind bomb, but definitely within a margin of error.
Yeah, we're getting a good back and forth.
Definitely. This second shrine is the Magnesis Shrine. It gives you the power to magnetize and move around metal objects. It's really not used in this run outside the shrine. One exception being sometimes it's used to pull a metal bow off the wall in castle, though you could easily climb up and get it as well. So the rune is really only mandatory for completing the shrine, and of course...
Oh, Wayward's going for canal.
Wow, so Huiwengege going for the high roller
Does he hit
strats
it?
here. Oh, this is going to be... Okay,
Oh, he
so
does.
having
The
the
pepper.
food helped save him there because, yeah. Otherwise, that probably would have been a death falling from that kind of height.
Wayward's back in front, but I think that was his last pepper, was it not?
I think maybe he had one more, actually.
I think he
Though I
used
could be wrong.
2 after.
He's used 2, but it's
Um,
possible to grab 3 from that one bush. So
I think he just used 1 in to survive the fall damage. He didn't land on the ledge.
right. So those peppers definitely paying off for Huiwengege. Saved 2 deaths already.
Yeah.
And as a result, he's back in the lead. This slide, probably the trickiest on plateau. Have to get all the way under that bridge and have good speed to get up this hill. And then dodge all the rocks and trees over here.
Wayward going for the pine tree.
Yeah. This is... we see, Noman going for the other tree. Which one you go for is really just down to preference. I personally like the pine tree that Huiwengege goes for, but I know a lot of runners prefer... I don't know exactly what other kind of tree this is, but
I think it's
the
like
leafy
birch
tree
or something.
Sure, birch sounds right. And that wind bomb there can also be fairly tricky. You have to get a good amount of height on it, otherwise you will not clear the cliff, and it's pretty hard to back it up once you fail it, because the autosaves don't really know how to deal with the fact that you just big LSS'd across the entirety of plateau.
Yeah. It can put you in some inconvenient places. Sometimes it'll put you on like the little hill you slide up, or it'll just put you back at the Magnesis Shrine.
Yeah.
Oh, Wayward going for all the wind bombs.
It doesn't surprise me to go for this one. I think of the hard wind bombs, Stasis is sort of one of the better as far as how much time it really saves to go for. So,
Someone going for it too.
we can go for it too. Interesting setup from Noman. Definitely worked for him, but I haven't really seen people do it that way. He aimed using his bow and then preset his camera to where he wanted to turn to. So, yeah. If it helps you be more consistent, that's what matters. It's definitely also a very punishing wind bomb to miss, because you're really aiming to hit that monk straight on, because there's bottomless pit on all sides.
Okay. Now we have...
Nice step up there from Huiwengege. Got him already going in the direction he wants to. Around the side here towards Mag. Or,
a lot of speed.
Cryo.
He was able to clear the rock using the bomb and also blowing up the tree.
Mm-hmm. And you see that if you actually go fast enough here, you'll get a cold damage reset, where the game will forget that it's a cold area and not start the cold damage timer soon enough.
The way I like to think about it is like Link's going so fast, like his body heats up like a spaceship re-entering the atmosphere. It's just not cold anymore.
Mm-hmm. Got that friction heat. Huiwen struggled a little bit on the first attempt of ESC, but got it clean the second time. Noman got it right away, so Noman's still a little bit behind, but gained a little bit of time there.
Yeah. They're like maybe at most 10 seconds apart. Probably less.
Yeah, definitely. And that's pretty tight because that's the kind of thing that's really within in the margins of what can be lost just through randomness of amiibos or enemy behavior in castle, those kind of things. So really anyone's race.
Yes.
Nice
Wind
wind
bomb
bomb
from Huiwen.
Yeah, both of them got a good wind bomb, but Huiwen's particularly landing down next to the monk just a little bit faster. Don't have to run as far.
I think this saves around like 2 or 3 seconds, which isn't a lot, but
It all adds up, so.
yeah.
And that is our fourth and final shrine from both runners. After this, they're going to go straight to the Temple of Time and grab the paraglider, at which point they will have access to the entire open world. One little more subtle trick that you might see from our runners to just save a little bit of time is, so actually they had two different strategies there to save time on their BLSS setup. Huiwen jumped in place, but by holding the shield out, you're able to immediately unequip the bomb and do the unequip shield. Noman, on the other hand, didn't do the shield holding strat, but decided to jump forward in the direction of the step up while doing the shield unequip. Both those little ways to just shave a little bit of time off of their BLSS setup.
Yep. Just those small time saves. Anyway,
And all in all,
yeah.
Yeah, very clean plateaus from our runners. No like real mistakes from Noman, but going for some slightly safer strats than Huiwen. And Huiwen's had a little rockier, but the faster strats have paid off and have led to a small lead. So
They're both
neither of our
using
runners.
neither of them have scanned amiibo.
Yeah, so and neither of them have scanned amiibo yet, and Huiwen is not going straight to the castle, which heavily suggests that this is a no amiibo run. There is a spot off over on this hill that you can get 4 razor shrooms that are able to completely replace the fish that you would normally scan from amiibos. This is a new route for no amiibo than was around last year during the tournament. And what that means is that for like the first time in a while, the no amiibo run is actually the less RNG run because you don't have to rely on amiibo RNG. All of the mushrooms there are static. Yeah, so by falling off the Temple of Time there, Noman had to get a step up that was slightly too low and is going to need to do an extra wind bomb to fully reach the mushroom spot.
Oh, and then he can... Oh, he still has peppers, doesn't he? He can just eat those to get enough health for the wind bombs.
I think so. We saw Huiwen go and pick up some of the just normal Hylian shrooms as backup food, presumably because he ate all the peppers during wind bomb mishaps on plateau. Small differences in how our runners routed the 2 sets of 2 mushrooms. Huiwen chose the ones lower down the hill first, and then went to the upper hill ones second to get a step off of that tree trunk. whereas Noman chose to start at the top of the hill and then go down and get the step up off of the stone ruin there. I don't think there's like a big difference there. I think some people have a preference on it due to avoiding the choo-choos that can spawn there.
Yeah,
Very
the
interesting routing there
choo-choos
from
are
Huiwen.
really annoying. Oh, and he just leaves the bomb there to distract. Interesting. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, neither have I. I guess it's a slightly more direct route to run, though you may end up be putting your run a little bit at the hands of Lizalfos AI, which is, I assume, why many runners don't want to risk alerting them at all. Oh,
No!
Waywin just ate. Waywin just
Waywin.
ate one of the mushrooms. Oh,
Oh no.
that's the worst. We see Noman pick up the 5th static Razor Shroom. That's the other thing that Waywin's running route skips the 5th mushroom, which if he hadn't skipped it,
Okay, thank goodness that autosave didn't set him too far back.
yeah. Luckily, you do get an autosave whenever you open a chest, generally. And so, yeah. Uses
They're about
the
even now.
yeah, they really are. That small mistake in having to reload helped even things up quite a bit. Though actually, yeah, Waywin now going for the 3 ancient arrow route. This is the faster route to get through castle, though it trades off a little bit of time for a slower calamity fight. Whereas Noman is going to spend a little extra time in castle picking up 6 ancient arrows, which do a lot of damage and will help speed up calamity. And I think is, many people would consider the more consistent route. But Waywin's gotten past the hardest part, which is those out of bound wind bombs, and so gonna go into the fights likely with a fairly substantial lead.
Yeah, but one thing to note is that getting only 3 ancient arrows does make the fights slightly more difficult against Ganon.
Definitely.
Hit more headshots.
The other thing sort of interesting is may or may not be relevant, but Waywin got a crit on the attack up potion, which means that he sort of has no issues with potentially running out of attack up timer, which could be one of the scary things about the 3 ancient arrow route.
Right. Yeah, I was looking at his screen, but I wasn't sure if I saw an 8 or a 3 after in the minute slot.
Yeah,
anyway,
so
they win entering fights.
We also saw Waywin take a safety save there entering the fights. Worth noting that our runners are allowed to watch each other's streams, though they don't have to, and so it's possible that Waywin is watching Noman and seeing that he has enough of a lead that he wants to take a little bit of extra time being safe, rather than risking, doing something risky and losing a bunch of time to a death in the fights.
Yeah. Had to be a strategy.
So yeah, Noman's starting the fights now too. About half a phase of a blight behind. Assuming everything goes cleanly for Waywin, there's not a lot that Noman can do to catch up, but that's still within the margin of error where it wouldn't have to be a death for Waywin, from Waywin for Noman to catch up. Some bad RNG with like Calamity going to the wall or something could still be the difference here.
He saved it. Didn't get the full 4 hits on Fireblade there.
Noman missing the wake up shot there. That's a little scary.
Wait.
He picks up the arrow, but
Oh,
now
Oh no, he doesn't. He's down. Oh no, he's doing 6 ancient arrows, so he's probably fine.
he'll be okay, but he does have one fewer shot on the Royal Guard's Claymore for Calamity, which just means he needs to be extra precise with the shots he does have to make sure they're headshots. If not, damage might be a little bit tight. He may have to do a few extra hits with the boomerang or something.
Yep.
Pretty clean blights out of Huiwengege here. I didn't quite see if they got one cycle Fire Blight, but
He did get one cycle Fire Blight.
did get one cycle. Very nice.
Did like, yeah, he did it pretty much how Noman's doing it now.
Nice. So yeah, Huiwengege actually started growing this lead during the fights with some very clean fights.
Yeah, for sure. Alright,
Nicely.
we went on Calamity.
Yeah, this is the final gatekeeper of the run. Even at this level, still a somewhat difficult fight, and there's a lot of moving parts to it that the runners need to make sure they get just right in order to not die or just lose a lot of time. Do see Huiwengege take actually a little bit of damage from the fire splash, but not really an issue.
I think I didn't see how many headshots he got, but I think Huiwengege's got enough bomb arrow headshots, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, alright. These headshots are pretty, and that was perfectly
Nice.
done. Ends off first phase again, and on that last shot of the Royal Guard's bow.
Really clean. Phase 1 Ganon.
Very clean, yeah.
Oh. Oh, does he do that for... Oh, that doesn't do extra damage, does it? Oh, yes, it does. Using the 3 hits with the boomerang gets you a little bit of extra damage.
It's interesting, I guess. So yeah, you can either do 3 hits with the boomerang or 2 with the edge of duality.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't think it's enough damage with the edge duality or with the boomerang to save you a hit. So my guess is that just
Maybe
comes down to
if you
preference.
It might save a hit if you get enough. If you get like all the bomb arrow headshots and then like the overflow damage from the last bomb arrow headshot combined with the boomerang might save you a single hit, but
Yeah, I guess that's possible. I haven't looked into that. But yeah, just very clean fights all the way through for Huiwengege. And Noman has played this Calamity perfectly too, but just with how clean Huiwengege played it, there was no room for Noman to catch up.
yeah. Huiwengege took a couple of risks that Noman didn't take and paid off for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sort of interesting to look at, right? Like, Huiwengege all the way through did the riskier strats, and even when they didn't go perfectly, like with the Gamer Wind Bomb and Canal Wind Bomb, still ultimately saved time going for them with the backups. So, yeah, Huiwenge's got to be feeling pretty good about this, and this is a best of 3, so we got at least one match here, and it'll be curious to see what Noman goes for in this one match hole, because Noman is definitely capable of doing all of the riskier strats that Huiwengege went for. Will he choose to add them? Feeling like he needs to, add some of the faster strats in order to keep up, or will he just sort of go with the same strategy, hope it's a little cleaner? Maybe Huiwengege, struggles a bit more with the risky strats.
Yeah, there's room for adaptation in a best of three, since maybe Noman can go for the riskier strats this time and save time over Waywin, or Waywin might not. Can Waywin pull off all of the slightly harder strats 2 games in a row?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, will be interesting to see. I'd be curious to see, like, even though like Waywin didn't really get punished for the mistakes on Gamer and Canal, if that won't necessarily always be true. So maybe Waywin decides that if they didn't click in the first race, not to go for them the second one. Will just be interesting to see how our runners choose to make any adjustments if they choose to at all.
In time for Waylon.
Yeah, GG's.
28:46, I think. So I right off the
28:47 according to the bot. As mentioned earlier, if that were a leaderboard time, we'd subtract the minute 7 seconds that the opening cutscene takes to be a 27:40, which is a very nice time.
Right, very really solid run.
Definitely. And GG's to Noman as well, finishing less than 30 seconds behind. So a very tight race, though. Waywin took a small lead early on and basically held on to it and expanded it the whole way through. So
yeah,
very, very well done second half by Waywin to keep that out of arm's reach and pull off the victory. So now we're going to get set up for the next match. Our runners might take a quick break here. We will see. But don't go anywhere. It will definitely happen quite soon. So, and yeah, got at least one more match, and Noman's going to do his best to push it out to 3. Let's see how it goes.
Yep.
As looks like both of our runners, looks like they're choosing to go straight away. So, yeah, really gonna be right back to back here.
Interesting.
Alrighty. While they are about to kick off and gonna go through the opening cutscene, just gonna do a quick recap of this, where we're at in the bracket. This is the losers round 4. This Noman versus Waywin. The winner of this match will go on to face the winner of another losers bracket round 4 match, which is between CBF and Lumina. 2 other excellent runners. That will be there's 8 rounds of losers bracket total, so they're only about halfway through. Losers bracket takes a while to get through because every time that there's double the losers bracket rounds as winners bracket, just because every time people lose in the winners bracket, they end up getting added to losers. But the field is really condensing. All of the rounds that are happening here are runners who are in the top 12. There are only 12 runners remaining. Etheling got eliminated earlier today. We will determine, who else is making it into top 8. So, yeah, winner of this makes it to top 8. And there's still a decent amount of tournament to go, but the field is narrowing.
This match is going to be interesting because we'll get to see the adaptations Noman and Huiwen make this time.
Definitely. I'm curious to see if they make any. You definitely get the opportunity to do, but it can also be kind of scary to adapt up and change things if you know you've practiced something different. So, um, like in a sense, even though our runners may consider doing alternate strats, um, they could also decide that if they've been practicing one way, they don't want to mix it up for fear of making things worse.
In that case, it just comes down to a matter of consistency.
Definitely. Second attempt at SOR here. Huiwen had a very instant SOR clip last time. Noman took a second try, so
hopefully it go well better for Noman this time.
Yeah.
First
Very
try
fast
for
move for Noman. And Noman, yeah. Both of them very quick there. Obviously, the few seconds you lose on SOR clip is not the, not really a deciding factor, but it's always just nicer to start off the run getting that nice and fast. I don't want to feel like you're starting off behind just because of a really finicky trick.
Helps your mentality.
Absolutely.
Is jumping off that ledge faster than running down?
I was just noticing that both of them did that too. I don't know anything conclusive. I know some people like to jump. I know some people like to if you just go straight, you tend to fall a little bit anyways. Like there's a bit of a steep drop there that Link ends up falling. So my guess is that they choose to jump over that steep thing in order to try and maintain some forward momentum. I know other runners choose to just curve a little bit to the left and go around the steepness to maintain Link running the whole time. I have not seen anything conclusive on timings, but any difference there would be so minuscule. So it may ultimately just be a preference thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No.
Okay.
Noman did not break two pots. It looked like he might have.
The arrows took their time appearing. It's scary. Oh.
See, Huiwen's struggling again to get that step up, but Noman pulled that off all very cleanly, and so, yeah, takes a nice lead. That's an interesting strategy there by Huiwen. When the Boko notices you, it can cause all sorts of trouble. So rather than attempting to push through or fight the Boko, just running out there to get a different step up makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You can risk losing a lot of time by not adapting and just having the Boko hit you. My personal strategy that I've been going for there is like if you can get a headshot on the Boko, most of the runners tend to have an extra arrow to burn anyways, and the headshot sort of knocks down the Boko, makes his weapon fly away, and gives enough time to attempt another step up or two. But there are definitely different ways to respond to that.
It's kind of funny how even though we changed the speedrun route from using the BTBs to the BLSS, that Boko still somehow managed to find a way to be annoying. First it was Castle BTB, and then now he just bothers you if you're just a bit too slow on the BLSS.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Neither of our runners mixing up their strat for this shrine. Noman just pulling off the two-part strat very cleanly. Huiwen goes for Gamer again. More successful than last time, but still fell a little short of the fastest landing spot. So
yeah,
had to do the backup with breaking the boxes as well. But yeah, we see the Boko causing some trouble early, and Noman again with a lead coming out of bombs, probably a little bit bigger than he had last time. And we'll see if he can maintain it. Just a little commentary while we're listening to the old man talk. You probably noticed that the game is being played in French here. That is the fastest language for Breath of the Wild any percent. The way that choosing different languages saves time in Breath of the Wild is based off of how long it takes the voice actors to perform their specific cutscenes that we encounter. And so in any percent, basically just get the when you first pick up the Sheikah Slate, Zelda talks to you about the Sheikah Slate. Zelda, there's also a little cutscene about going to the tower, and there are some slight time differences in that old man talking based on the language. And so adding up those different cutscenes, French is the fastest voice actor for any percent. But if we do a different category that watches additional cutscenes, then sometimes other languages are faster when you add in those ones. So, for instance, All Dungeons Run actually is done in Italian because of some additional cutscenes there. All Main Quests is done in German because of how long Impa talks in other languages. And any run that does all the shrines, or that does any of the maze shrines, generally does English, because the cutscene when you first enter the mazes is much faster than English, and so all shrines and 100% and any of those longer runs tend to be done in English.
Oh, wait, when Canal again?
Yeah.
Hits the... Oh! Okay, he's fine.
Wow. All right, ate 2 peppers there just to be safe, but
Yeah,
and did survive. Probably didn't need to, but also very hard to know because Breath of the Wild just has like food fall damage cancels. If you eat food trying to prevent yourself from dying, then it will give you damage as if you didn't need to eat that food. It may just be a, it feels like a thing. I don't know if it's actually a thing, but any runner who's played will tell you that that's true. Food fall damage cancels. Yeah, so it's a big difference, right? Because a lot of the runs are faster based off of text scrolling speed. And Breath of the Wild, no matter the language, just lets you like mash through all the text,
yeah.
regardless of how long the characters take.
It just comes down to the voice lines, not the text boxes. Like,
Mm-hmm. Noman maintaining that lead,
barely making
though.
it.
Yeah, that was tight. So yeah, been tight. I think both outside of the Boko mistake earlier, I think this is a slightly cleaner run for both our runners. Actually,
Yeah.
yes, definitely for Noman. Maybe Huiwengege getting about the same speed as last time, but because Noman's been cleaner than last, slightly more ahead.
Yeah, that is true, Praha. Zelda just does like to take her time during those cutscenes. Oh,
See Noman with his funky setup again for that wind bomb, but if it works for him.
okay. Clean wind bombs from both runners.
Definitely. I think Waywin's is the more conventional way of doing it, and it looks faster to set up.
Yeah.
But, again, consistency is what's really important in these races. And so, maybe Noman loses a second setting up his wind bomb, but failing it is so punishing that, that's worth it. If it guarantees that you make it. And the whole thing, I think, doing that wind bomb saves 7 seconds or so over doing the just run through strat. So it's fairly significant.
Yeah. Yeah, if you fail the stasis wind bomb, you void out, and then you have to do the walk of shame all the way to the pedestal because you don't have enough health for a second wind bomb.
Yeah, that's definitely rough. Another case where backup peppers can save you.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's
to retry
true.
again. Ooh.
Oh, rough angle.
Yeah, Waywin not quite curving around this rock here. And so gonna have to get through the trees. Does that just fine. But being slower here means that he might not get the cold damage reset. And so
Yeah, he misses it. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's possible, depending on how fast he can pull off the ESC here. All right, never mind. Done very fast. But yeah, if he lost another heart to cold damage, then it would be an interesting decision as to what to do inside to get the wind bomb, because you need, at least a heart and a half to pull it off.
Oh no.
Oh no, Noman. Oh, wow.
Ooh, the save with the... Oh, but he's still... A bit of improvisation.
Yeah, so just
Yikes.
something happened there with the menuing. Ended up
Can't get hit by
detonating the
this
circle.
Guardian, though, so...
Yeah, that's
pretty
very
careful.
scary.
The
All right,
pepper
luckily
for safety. I
has
think that's the good play here.
definitely, yeah, because otherwise didn't end up getting shot by the Guardian, but that's rough. Attempting that wind bomb and then being forced to run through instead puts Waywin in the lead, and that's the worst. That's just some miss menu input while trying to go fast on the wind bomb.
It isn't... Waywin doesn't have the biggest lead, though, so... Noman can definitely come back with just... If he just performs the rest of the run cleanly.
Definitely. Though, if Noman is just going for the same... If both runners go for the same route as last time, there's some built-in time loss for going for 6 Ancient Arrow there. So Noman's going to have to go real clean on that and sort of bank on the riskier strat from Waywin, losing some time. Will be interesting to see what Noman chooses, because yeah, just the routes they're picking has a little bit of built-in time loss for Noman still.
It's ooh, pretty good launch from Noman.
Yeah, it was a very good initial speed on that step up.
Oh, and a short load.
Yeah. Okay,
Pretty
so
much even
actually
now.
a really good launch and some good loads there.
Oh no!
Oh no! No! Oh, that's
He doesn't
scary.
have peppers, though. He's gonna have to grab the backup. If you re-equip shield, if you what? Wait, did he? What even happened there? Why did he ragdoll?
I think he just did the fall damage cancel too far off the ground, and so took fall damage hitting the ground there.
You don't ragdoll after taking fall. Maybe on a slope. Maybe you take damage on a slope, and then he ragdolled after that.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Or...
I guess sometimes when you take damage there, you don't ragdoll. I don't know exactly what causes the difference.
I've heard of some like shield re-equipping shenanigans after a shield jump can cause ragdoll, but did he like menu with his shield? I don't think I saw him.
Maybe. Noman with a cleaner step up there than last time, so not gonna get the right height to get over there. Man, that was too bad. Noman had a really good paraglider split right up until then that had basically closed the gap.
Yeah. Got a really good load right before getting to Temple of Time.
Speed cap there from Huiwen. Just turned it around a little too soon.
Well, at least he didn't fall down. That would have been...
Yeah, falling into the Temple of Time would have been the absolute worst. Oh, Huiwen deciding not to go with the Hylian shrooms this time.
Slight time save, but also if you miss a wind bomb, it's... Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not necessary. But will be interesting to see, does he go pick up the static Razor Shroom inside Castle then, as a result? I would think so, otherwise that attack up timer is going to be real tight.
Oh no.
Oh,
he stops on the
okay.
pillar. I haven't seen that. Sometimes DLSS just decides to be weird, but normally when you hit that pillar... Oh, and he gets loaded
and
gate.
that loads the gate.
No.
Wow, so that was very consequential, just steering a little bit too far to the right there. And
Noman's fine. Okay.
Noman's going to make it in, so that's another reversal in this run.
Oh, and Huiwen's struggling a bit with the ESC.
Yeah, this ESC is not
Yikes.
by no means easy. Yeah, having the gate load in there is a big deal, and you know, that's tough for Huiwen, but also very much his fault. Sometimes the gate loading in is RNG, but crashing into the pillar there, and losing all that speed, pretty consequential there.
He falls to bounds. Okay, that was a okay backup. The ESC was a bit slow, but after that, execution was okay.
Yeah, very well done. I didn't see, has Huiwen cleared Ragdoll yet? Just a little something to keep track of.
He might. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is. Does it right there. Yep. Very important when you do that shield clip.
It's just good to remember it than forgetting it on a wind bomb later.
Yeah. Important to Ragdoll. Oh, runs out of stamina. We did see, right, Huiwen went and picked up that static Razor Shroom.
Yeah, also if you need food, you can bank on the RNG that apples spawn from that bundle of crates.
That's true. So yeah, Noman with the cleaner castles got the lead. Just gotta keep it up. Again. We also saw Noman must have gotten some extra arrows from somewhere. I missed exactly when it happened, but oh no!
Oh no! The Goblin noticed them.
Wow, he interesting. Interesting backup too.
Did it unnotice him? No, it still knows he's.
No, oh no, Noman.
What does he do?
Oh, this is scary.
I think one of the backups was you can kill it with the boomerang.
Yeah, he's already eaten his attack up food. That may be the best choice at this point.
Oh no!
He's gonna shoot another arrow.
He might not.
Wow.
Oh, might have to finish Calamity with the boomerang or something.
Yeah, this is a little tight on the
Yikes!
On that attack up time. For sure.
Oh, Huiwen's going for the slightly faster. wind
Yeah,
bomb
that's the
setup.
sort of new wind bomb spot that people have been doing. I like it, and it saves marginal time, but um, I do like the part of it where you're not having a guardian breathing down your back while you're doing it.
Noman's gonna have to have some really clean blights, or his attack up food's not gonna make it through.
He already has, yeah, and they're coming in basically tied because Huiwen spent the time to do a manual save there before the fights. Only comes in, is only gonna be relevant if he dies. So very close. So close. And in this case, right, Noman is expected to save a little bit of time on Calamity from the 6 ancient arrows.
Oh, that is true.
I mean, the time save's marginal, but, slight edge there as far as routing differences at this point. So yeah, I mean, we were watching their cutscenes are basically in sync right now. That's wild.
But Noman.
Yeah, so the trade-off is Noman's got 6 ancient arrows instead of just 3. But Noman's attack up timer is also definitely in a scarier spot than Huiwen's. Nice wake up headshot there by Noman this time. Missed that in the last run.
Yeah.
Wow, they are literally spinning in sync right now. Wild stuff.
Oh, Huiwen didn't get the cycle back. No, he didn't get the fast one cycle.
Yeah, he missed one of the shots, so had to do a hit on the ground.
1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah. Tiniest bit. I mean, this is way back and forth. Also, I apologize if y'all are hearing kitten noises.
Alright.
One cycle for Noman there, too. So that's going to be, a not insignificant advantage.
Oh, Huiwen missed the 1 cycle?
Yeah, didn't get Fireblight 1 cycle, and so had to wait for him to phase out and come back in.
Okay. But still, Noman does need, like, the best, really good blights.
And, yeah, wow. Still incredibly tight, but Noman, with a couple seconds of leeway at this point.
Okay, so Noman, from what I saw earlier, has like around 30 seconds behind on his attack up Neo compared to Huiwen. I don't know if that's enough.
Let's see. Yeah, so what's the timer here? 140. I think 140.
He should have enough time.
I think that'll be enough time. Probably if it runs out, other things will have gone wrong to the point where Huiwen will have already caught up. I guess it's sort of, if both of them were to have issues, then Noman would be punished more for them. Oh, that's less than ideal, but...
Oh no!
Oh, breaks the shield. Yikes. That's exactly the kind of thing that would throw off the attack up timing. Oh.
Did he get a good claymore though? If he got a good claymore, that could save it. Ah, he didn't. Oh, he forgot.
Wait, he hadn't shot his ancient arrows yet? Wait. Oh my.
Oh,
all right,
no.
Well, and Huiwen is on to phase 2 already, so...
Okay, phase 2 for Noman as well.
Noman
just needs to hope and pray.
Instant laser. He did get instant laser. Oh my, this is tight. Noman's still going to be fine on attack uptime. That's really not the issue here. But that time loss to breaking the shield may be enough.
Could come down to like one missed Dark Beast cannon shot.
Yeah, I mean, Huiwen missed the belly shot last time on Dark Beast. It didn't matter, but like with how tight this is, that kind of thing could matter at this point. Oh, wow.
Noman's getting really tight cycles.
Yeah, Huiwen's going to finish it off here. Did Noman get it? Noman did. Oh, wow.
It's like 7 seconds behind.
Okay, this so normally like Dark Beast is a foregone conclusion here. This is not. This is real tight.
Load, but
Noman does remember to fire off the last shot there on his Royal Guards bow, so
flight
with no bow equipped. Yeah, it doesn't have to spend the time menuing over.
Wait, 4 seconds apart?
That's like, this is insanely close.
Yeah,
no one can afford to miss a shot. Wow. Alrighty. Who's better at their pre-fires?
Oh, Huiwen didn't go for a pre-fire.
Yeah.
Like a refire, a reaction fire. There we go. Noman does get the pre-fire.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be interesting to see how close these are. We offhandedly mentioned at the beginning of this restream that if races were really close, they would go to a retime. This may end up being close enough to warrant that. I forget what the exact timing threshold is there.
Is this the wrong side of Dark? Oh no.
No, you can do it from either side. Sort of interesting there. Noman chooses not to jump and shoot those in bullet time.
It might. I don't know if that's faster or not. I heard it's mainly just a preference thing.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure on that either. I remember someone... I think the slowest thing that some people do is they jump and then pull the bow for the first shot. That's definitely slower, but...
Okay. Huiwen hits that shot. So does...
Yeah.
Oh, Huiwen's horse.
Oh, Noman's horse. But both of them are probably going to make it there in time.
Okay.
You see Noman already floating up there. Is
ahead, but...
Yeah.
Okay, I think...
Well, GG's to both runners. That is wild and insanely tight. Oh my goodness.
That is like
the ZSR bot says that they are less than a second apart.
Oh.
As far as their live split.
Now it comes down to just starting time.
Yeah, so this is a retime.
Wow.
Wild. Probably Huiwen got it, but that's too close to know.
Right.
What is the start at the same time? And yeah.
I think it's... Someone forgot to hit done on cue, it seems. Oh.
I mean, so it's worth remembering, as far as what we're watching on this stream, that the restreamers do their best to sync up the two runs, but it's hard to account for the delay in their own Twitch streams and things. So just because we saw Huiwen finish on this stream does not necessarily mean that that was the correct time.
That's true. We do have stream delay.
Like there's some stream delay, and we try to account for it with syncing up the two streams to account for that delay, but it's hard to get exactly. So the most official way to do it is to retime the two races. So I don't know exactly who's in charge of doing that right now, but they will download the two VODs and do a frame count from when the runner first got control of Link to when the first frame of the arrow hitting Dark Beast.
Imagine it comes down to like one person did like one extra quick menu.
I mean, from assuming both runners hit their like timers at the right time, like any small second difference will could make the difference here.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, this is wild. I guess we're kind of waiting to hear right now. Well, we definitely need a retiming. That is the rules, that if it's this close, we need to retime. I guess what I am unsure about right now is, will that retiming happen right here, right now, or are we going to break for the time being? And if the retime comes back that Noman actually did win, do they have to... I guess I'm just wondering, in the event that... okay, so ADN, our streamer, says we'll probably break. So I guess that sort of leaves us on a bit of a cliffhanger. Because Huiwengege probably won, but in the event that the retiming says that Noman actually finished first, then we will have our tiebreaker match at some later date. Wild stuff. Is indeed amazing stuff, and two excellent runs by both these runners. Just yeah,
What happens
very
in
very
the case? What would happen in the case?
I assume you would throw out if they tied down to the frame. I assume we would throw it out, and they would have two more potential races because it would still be first to two wins.
Yeah, but that's so unlikely.
It is pretty dang unlikely. I don't think we've had world records be within a frame of each other, but we've never had a world record that tied to the same frame. There's always been at least a one frame difference. Sounds good, ADN. Yeah.
This has just been 2 seconds.
Oh, welcome in, Noman. I guess we're gonna do some interviews now.
Noman.
GG's on some wild races.
Those were interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
Honestly, Huiwengege probably took it in the that last race. He probably won. I just assumed that he hit the timer slightly late, so I'm thinking the retime will probably say that he won.
That's fair, but very close match nonetheless, and we want to go through the full process to make sure that we know the right outcome.
After what I pulled in Calamity, oh man, I feel like
You
he
had
deserves
that lead. Yeah. Yeah, what happened there? Was Calamity just closer than you're used to for the laser or something?
So what happened was I had to menu for the bomb arrows, and then because of that, I moved more left than usual. And so I was like thinking, am I at the claymore yet, or am I not? So then I stopped firing the arrows entirely, and I just kept walking left to try and find the claymore. And then he just started running at me.
Yep.
And then it was so close that I was like, oh shit, I have to parry this laser. And then I messed up.
That's fair. I feel like everyone has their sort of like sweet spot distance that they try to get that parry at.
Yeah. I do have like a little sweet spot that I kind of like to think of. I think everybody has that, yeah.
I personally like it very close, but so I know like when he's too far away, then I end up having issues. But yeah. Is there a reason you hadn't shot your ancient arrows right at the beginning of that fight? Isn't that normally what you do?
Yeah, I think.
So normally, yeah, but I've been kind of experimenting lately because I've noticed one, if you shoot the ancient arrows and then you do the flurry, if you do the flurry, then it's faster to shoot the ancient arrows at the end technically because he doesn't like have to get staggered and reset for like the attack. And then also for some reason I've noticed if you shoot the ancient arrows at the end with 6 ancient arrow, he gives instant laser a lot more often, like way more often. And it's weird. I know it seems like that's something you can't really say for sure, but like I've been doing Calamity for so long now that I really do notice that he gives instant laser way more often if you shoot the ancient arrows at the end.
That's interesting.
I think the thing behind that is the less movements Calamity makes, the more likely he is to not go to wall and give a laser in phase 2. So you're interrupting his first action, the ancient arrows at the start of phase 2. So I think that's why it would give you a higher chance for the laser.
I have absolutely no idea. I'm just going off of anecdote. I have no like actual like knowledge of what the AI behind Calamity is actually doing. But it's just something I've noticed.
Yeah. No, I totally believe you on that. I think I've encountered some similar things with like the Claymore hits, the Royal Claymore guard Claymore hits. And like if you throw it versus if you finish him off before the throw seems to make a difference on the instant laser.
Yeah, it is strange. I've noticed that as well. That first race was really rough, and I had just woken up literally 2 minutes before the race was supposed to start. Like I literally woke up like 6:58 p.m. from a nap, and I was like, oh shit. I was like in a daze, and that first race I really screwed up a lot. Also, my L button not working constantly, like in cryo, or like wind bomb up to the Moblin room and all that. Like it's just super annoying.
Yeah, definitely. No, that wind bomb mistake on in cryo was pretty big on this second race because you'd had a pretty commanding lead for all of Plateau up until that happened. And then your initial launch on the paraglider BLSS. Plus the loads were really good. You'd basically caught up the entire way, and then just that fall damage cancel being slightly off.
It was just weird. Like I had shield jumped forward and I took fall damage, and then I went to ragdoll for some reason. That usually doesn't happen. You just hit the ground and take some damage. Going into ragdoll and sliding down the roof, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen that before either. But impressive race for the first one to still just be within 30 seconds, even after some of those mishaps. And, obviously incredibly close second race. Despite, like, you get guys going for like some entirely different strats. Because you're like not doing Canal Wind Bomb and you're not doing Gamer. Huiwen was doing both to varying success, and then like a difference between 3 Ancient Arrow and 6 Ancient Arrow, but still ultimately ended up with an incredibly close ending.
Oh, I didn't even know he was doing 3 Ancient Arrow. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's doing 3 Ancient Arrow.
Honestly, if he takes this race, I don't even mind, because I mean, I think everybody has it where like in the middle of the tournament you just kind of lose motivation. You kind of don't want to play the game anymore. So I don't know. I'm losing motivation. I haven't touched Breath of the Wild ever since like the winner's bracket round 2.
That's fair. You've been playing something else instead?
Oh, Pokemon. Yeah. Playing tons of Pokemon
Same.
Scarlet.
Yeah, I also got out last weekend. I was like, I'm a little sad about that, but also now I don't feel guilty just only playing Pokemon and not touching Breath of the Wild for like a week or 2.
Exactly.
I'm out. I get to take a week or 2 break from Breath of the Wild. I get to play my Pokemon game thoroughly, and then I'll be back.
Yeah. Oh man. I almost don't want to do a race 3. Almost like, man, I hope he wins that one.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So what's up?
Not much. I mean, I guess to give you a little more like recap on what happened. I take it you weren't watching Huiwen then if you didn't know the 3 Ancient Arrows.
No, I only opened up the restream once to complain about my L button, because that was the 3rd or 4th time that happened where it just didn't work.
Interesting. I think that was the first time we noticed, at least me personally. Obviously that was, getting hit by the bomb and nearly dying is...
Wind bomb to the Moblin room, and then there's the wind bomb to Sanctum, where I had to blow up the bomb and then wait in the top of the Moblin room for the bombs to come back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we were wondering a bit with the you ended up alerting that Moblin early before it had like seen the arrow or something.
Right.
Any idea what happened there?
I sprinted.
Yeah, I see.
So if you sprint there, on the very, very edge of that rooftop, it can actually alert the Moblin. And so that kind of sucks that happened. That's like super tight to even do that.
Yeah, right. And then you sort of went for a backup as if you'd done 3 Ancient Arrow that didn't really work.
Right, yeah.
I'm curious, was this a conscious decision or just forgetting about it at the time? You'd already eaten your attack up. Any reason not to attack him with the boomerang and just finish him off that way?
You know what? I forgot about that.
Fair enough. Happens in the heat of the race.
I could have actually done that. You're right, because I ate the attack up already. Oh. Yeah, no, normally I don't eat the attack up there, but... Yeah, normally I save it right before the Wind Bomb to Sanctum. So that's why I normally don't do that. But I forgot I did actually eat it early there.
It happens. Lots of things to keep track of. Optimal backups are a hard thing to do.
Would have won me the race.
Yeah, one more thing I want to ask you, Noman. Why was this race played in no amiibo over amiibo? Was it just a preference thing, or? Well,
Huiwen asked to do no amiibo, and I was like, okay.
Alright.
I don't really mind either. In all honesty, I kind of prefer no amiibo because amiibo just has more RNG now, and I feel like, knowing my luck, I'd probably roll worse fish than the other person. So.
Fair enough. Yeah. You
So,
did.
yeah.
It was sort of interesting on this second race. After the cryo mishap and the paraglider issues, you were a little bit behind, but then Huiwen hit one of the pillars around Castle and lost his BLSS and had to glide over and got loaded gate. So you actually had a pretty good lead through Castle up until the Moblin issues.
I had a feeling he got loaded gate, because for me to go through the entirety of the Moblin room and then we tie in the end, he must have had something like really, really dumb happen, like loaded gate.
Yeah.
Though it was kind of self-inflicted in this case, as opposed to being pure RNG, just with like hitting that pillar. I think.
Yeah.
Without that, wouldn't necessarily have happened.
Oh, he bounced off of the big pillar in Castle?
Yeah, and it made him lose the bomb, so he had to glide over.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know if you noticed, but like the first race, I was like zigzagging around. I was like messing up left and right. I was like still half asleep in that. I didn't wake up until like Blights, and then the second race, everything was just like way more clean up until the wind bomb and cryo. That would have been like a mid 13 plat probably.
Definitely. Man, I wish I could get a 27 while half asleep. That'd be cool.
I mean, honestly, everybody gets there eventually.
Fair enough. No, well, very impressive racing, and yeah, I guess we will await the official call on this race. But thank you for being here and putting up some great races. And best of luck to you.
Thank you for the commentary. Thank you for the restream. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
absolutely. And hope to see you again soon, either in a tiebreaker match or love to have you commentate as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Alrighty, I think we're good. ADN, if you want to take it away. Quick update there. Looks like Huiwengege likely did take it, which is supported by the stream, but we'll get the official call soon.
Yeah, now I will take you guys away. We do have another match scheduled tomorrow. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern, if I remember. Where is it? Okay, we had a match scheduled, but it's no longer on my schedule. Let me look at our schedule. I didn't have our schedule handy. Always look at our CSR schedule. Alright, so we've got Roko versus Zhao, and that is tomorrow. Oh, it's at 10 a.m. Eastern. We will get that moved to our schedule and hopefully have someone on it. Oh, it's not tomorrow, it's on Saturday. I'm just debating you guys really hard. I'm sorry. But yeah, don't think we will have any other matches scheduled, as, you know, round 4 doesn't have a lot, so it will most likely just be that one on Saturday for now. You guys can't hear me.
I can hear you for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too quiet. I don't know why the doesn't like me. It's okay. Repeat what I said.
Yeah. Quick recap. Next race is going to be Saturday at 10 a.m. EST between Roko and who's Roko playing? Zhao. And yeah, there may or may not. We're reaching the point in this tournament where there aren't so many runners left, so matches are gonna slow down a bit. But look out for more races coming your way sometime soon. Yeah, check the schedule. See what's coming up, both Breath of the Wild wise and other ZSR runs.